I couldn't do it because I'm, on the contract with the UFC. But for this type, I'm at the holler at Dana or somebody. Hey guys, I don't know what's going on. I know how this works out, but let me beat this dude ass. Please give me permission.
Okay, so that's the big question right there. Are you contractually tied to the UFC, or can you go ahead and do this? Can you sign this contract tonight?
I'm gonna just talk to them, and I think they'll see value in it because I think they want this dude to shut up too. So I'm gonna just talk to them, and that's probably all I can say on that. But I'm gonna just talk to them about it, and I just don't see them not letting me beat this dude ass.
Okay, but correct me if I'm wrong, Tyron. The Luque fight was your last fight, right? On that contract.
I can't speak on all that.
Why not?
I ain't got the green light.
You ain't got the green light? All right. But so Dana was asked about your future at the press conference, and it seemed like he was leaning towards, maybe parting ways. So like, you don't know where you stand right now with the UFC?
You know what? I'm just grateful, Ari. I'm gonna be real with you. Like I said in the past at the press conference, it's some times that I feel like I was right. And sometimes looking back, I could have been like always looking and lurking and waiting just because I don't trust a lot of people. And there's been some times where I feel like some things could have been done differently. So I'm always, as a businessman, and just somebody that I just grew up in this lifestyle. Like, you got to look over your shoulder. You got to watch. I'll sit, if you with me in a bar, I'll paint the whole scene. I'll tell you where the exits are. I'll tell you who looks suspect and who, whatever. I'm that guy. I'll do that every single time. So I take that into business. I take that into every arena I'm in. That's protected me over a lot of stuff. A lot of times some could have happened to me, and it kept me alive and kept me safe. So I feel like that went into a lot of the transactions and a lot of miscommunication. And then you have several different people speaking on your behalf. And then it's the internet, then it's the media. There wasn't a lot of direct contact. So for some of those things, I feel like it was on me. Some of the things I don't feel like it was on me. And I don't regret, as a man, feeling like I was doing what I was doing was right. But I do look back, I did feel like it got to the point where it was so far, it was so much of me going heads up that it became almost irreparable. You know what I mean? So that's something that if I look back, I could have maybe trusted the system a few other times. So for me, I'm just grateful, man. I got a chance to go out there, turn up. It didn't end the way I wanted to. It literally came down to one punch, man. I went back and watched it a million times, and I was about to throw my overhand right. I should have never threw, I should have never threw off of what's been paying me all these years. But as I was going forward, I know I saw him hurt, and somebody said, "Here come the overhand right." I'm like, come the uppercut instead. And the second I changed that mind and I threw the uppercut, he came right in here. It's not like I was like this. I was here, and as I was transitioning, he caught me. But if I would have thrown the punch I was going to throw, his right hand would have went over the top of my shoulder, and I would have landed it. So I don't regret that, man. I was hungry. I was going after it. I was chasing it. And that's what y'all need to see. I need to see that I'm still that dog. I still got it in me. I still got a lot of fight in me. And that's kind of where it's at. Malky asked me about it. My lawyer Sam asked me about it. Some other people asked me about it. I said, I just want to take a break and take a deep breath and clear my mind and then train for fun. Like, I reached out to George, who's supposed to do some training. I want to go and train with Carlos Kindness, somebody I've never been able to train with. I want to do a lot of boxing training, and I want to train to have fun and be in shape and then clear my mind using the training. And then let's figure out what we want to do. So I really don't have a lot of answers. Like, am I UFC still? Am I this? Am I that? I don't know. But in this situation, it caused me to want to refigure stuff a little bit quicker, because this is an opportunity that I think needs to be handled pretty quickly. I don't think we want to let this roll over a month or two.
Okay, so you said a lot there. I have to go back to something you just said. I know you said you don't necessarily have regrets, but like, that was I don't know if I've ever heard you say that about your time in the UFC, that maybe you could have done things a little differently. And of course, what happened. The past is the past. But I'm wondering, because, I used to hear Rashad Evans talk about you and say, like, man, maybe if you like meet them halfway, it'll be better for you in the end and whatnot. Would that be advice that you would give to a young kid, a 24-year-old coming into the UFC? Like, hey, maybe don't do this the way I did it.
You know what? I give a lot of people the advice like this. I tell them, it's a lot of people that's in the UFC that's related to me. Like, I got a first cousin that's in the UFC.
Really?
I got people that train with me that's in the UFC.
You mean working in the UFC or fighting in the UFC?
No, fighting in the UFC. Oh. So what I do is I say, right now my relationship is a little shaky. So anything you need from me, I got you. If you want to train, I got you. But your affiliation with me, don't make it too tight, because I don't want to get into you're guilty by association. I want your journey and your path in the UFC to be yours and your own. And, that's just out of love and respect for them. It's not going to hurt me or help me to be affiliated with them, but it could, if I get into a standoff or something with, the brass, and you so tight with me, I don't know if that's going to affect you. You know what I mean?
Would it be fair to say that I love that you want to take some time off and go train and just have fun, but top of mind, the thing that interests you the most and is like burning inside of you is this Jake Paul fight? This is what you want?
Yeah, I mean, cause it's like T.I. wrote this song recently, and it was like, when somebody violation is an automatic demonstration. Like, and where I'm from, if you violate, it's like, see, that's people calling me now from the blog. Somebody violate, you got to make an example out of them. A lot of people are not upset with me, but they surprised I would let that happen. They just know me so well. And the UFC fans are just now getting to know me. The version of me that God conformed and changed me into. You don't know the original me. You don't know the reason why I'm able to do what I'm able to do and where my mind's at sometimes when I fight. Sometimes I black out and I'm thinking dark. I don't always hear about it, but sometimes I got to take myself back to where I was at to get the job done. And, people are surprised. Like, man, I can't believe you, man. The old version would have did. And if I was there, so like, that's just something that when you cloud chase on that level, you got to be made an example of. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And as far as the UFC thing, like, I don't have no smoke with nobody. I ain't had no bad talks with nobody, ill conversations. I came to the UFC on a misunderstanding from the jump. Like, we sorted it out at the end, but like, I came over already flagging coin as difficult because of a strike force negotiation. When I first came in my first fight, I never came in the UFC with a fresh slate. And I came in, I knocked Jay Heron, bless him, because that's my dog right now. I hate to even bring it up, but I came in, I fought a guy that had only really been stopped by GSP. That was really close fight with being IFL champ, and he had won a lot of fights. He was a veteran. He was a very good fighter. And it was a tough matchup for me. And I found a way to get around his hands and knock him out. And that kind of gave me a better slate with Dana from the beginning. You know what I mean? But I still came over with he's difficult to work with based on this negotiation that I was asleep during. I was knocked out asleep during this negotiation. I woke up and it's like, all right, the deal's done. All right, cool. All right, I'm fighting Nate Mark right now. But I wasn't even involved with it, but I got coined as difficult, and I always had to chase that down. And if I ask one question that any businessman should be able to ask anyway, I'm being difficult. And then it became like, damn, well, I'm already going to be coined as difficult. Let me just try to make things fair, at least. You know what I mean?
So, Saturday, all this happened, and then your name gets brought up, and it seems like, a gazillion MMA fighters are gunning for this young man, Jake Paul. But, if I'm being honest, and I'm not just saying it because we're talking, the one that has like the ready-made storyline is you. That was your friend, the incident, like it's all right there. Also, he's saying he wants to step up, but it seems like it's Jake Paul versus MMA. It's all right there. So let me ask you, since Saturday night, have there been any talks? Has your team?
I can't talk to anybody right now.
Okay.
But I can talk to UFC. And
have you reached out, or has your team reached out?
I reached out, but I just did it like a couple of minutes ago, so I can't even.
Okay.
I don't even know if I got a message back yet since we've been on a deal. But I reached out to them, and I agree with you. If I was here and tell you that I want to beat this dude ass for my dog Ben, I'll be lying. But that's another motivation because you want to, like, if I was in the street and you fought my homie, I wouldn't ask questions. I'll come and swinging, no questions asked. I've done it 4, 5, 6 times in my life. So it kind of like if you love somebody to the point where they selflessly helped you so many times, and a lot of times it was tough love. Doing, Tyron? You need to let's go train. You need to run more. You need to do and it would basically be my measuring stick if I was in shape and if I was mentally ready. Ben was that for me for so many years, even when he was younger than me as a collegiate athlete. So I know his wife, I know his kids, I've been in his home, so yeah, I want to beat this dude ass for my dog, but also out of my own respect and where I'm from, no, you can't do that. Don't try to play games with me. I came in there to look at your raps. I wasn't gonna nobody, but you asked me, am I coming here for clout? I'm gonna show you what clout is.
190 he weighed for this fight, and I know
I
that
weigh 200, 205.
Okay, so no concerns about the size.
No.
Can you at least say, and maybe not, but I'd like to know, are you at all, like, fundamentally, for a guy who's 3-0, regardless of opponent, regardless of who he's fought, does he have some skills? Like, are you at all impressed with the way he has come
He got
along? Or
skills, yeah. I mean, you can go to any title boxing or cardio kickboxing 90-minute session and you can locate skills there. Do he
okay,
have skills? Yeah, he got skills, but am I finna sit here and just think that he gonna put a butterfly in my stomach? No.
see how it all
Yeah.
plays out.
Jake Paul, quit being a bitch, man. Sign up. You want to be a fighter? You want to say you to fight? You calling out all these guys? I want to fight you in a boxing ring. We can do 6 rounds, 8 rounds. We can do 1 round. We can flip a coin. I don't give a what we do. If you want to fight, you want to fight somebody real, you fight me. Quit calling out everybody else. You got a problem right here, and I'm trying to get it solved.